Have you ever done something and thought, there's no coming back from this? There's no going back. I can't take this back. Have you ever said something where you thought, man, I wish I wouldn't have said that, but I can't take it back now? I think everybody at some point has something like that in their lives. They regret it. They wish they could go back and change something, but once they crossed that line, they couldn't go back and change that again. It was done. It was said. It was out there. That's the idea that the word trespass is communicating. The Bible uses many different words to talk about the concept of sin, and one of them is trespass. We use that word when we say the old version of the Lord's Prayer, forgive us our trespasses. Trespassing is simply crossing a line. You might picture a piece of property where there's a fence, and on the fence it says, no trespassing. To trespass would be to cross over that line, to go where you are not supposed to go too far. Sin is that way. Sin is crossing a line. Sin is going where you should not go. And Adam and Eve knew that better than anyone. Adam and Eve crossed the line that God had placed for them. They weren't supposed to eat of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. And every time they walked by that tree and didn't eat from it, they were showing their love and devotion to God. Yet, they trespassed. They crossed that line. They went where they shouldn't have gone. And they ate the fruit from the tree. And they gave in to the temptation of the serpent. And sin entered the world. And there was no going back for Adam and Eve. They probably thought about going back to the time when they were perfect, going back to the time where work was easy, going back to the time when childbirth would have been painless. Those would have been great times, but there was no going back. Their sin had done irreparable damage, but not irreparable for everyone. They couldn't go back. But Jesus could win them back. He could win them back from sin and death. And so God made a promise to send the Savior. And the Savior was the one who would win them back from this trespass. Adam and Eve couldn't go back on their own. Adam and Eve couldn't repair what they had broken by their trespass. But God could. Romans chapter 5 talks very specifically about what Jesus did for us. It says, but the gift is not like the trespass. For if the many died by the trespass of the one man, how much more did God's grace and the gift that came by the grace of the one man, Jesus Christ, overflow to many? Although the one trespass led to death for all people, although the one trespass had many consequences, so did the sacrifice of the Savior. So did Jesus' grace as it overflowed to many. Jesus was the one that took care of our trespasses. He's the one that forgives us our trespasses, and we are so thankful to Him for that.